If you need assistance with your credit, text CREDIT to 702-778-2000. The Credit Show podcast with Harry Jacobs starts now.
We've got a client that's got an issue. He's being sued by 2 credit card companies right now. He had an issue over COVID where he, lost his job and things just got way out of hand. And he, is getting unemployment and is just barely making it. The thing that happens a lot of times when people are in this situation, when you just don't have the ability to pay, when your financial situation is dire, people will often just bury their heads in the sand. And when you get sued by a credit card company, a bank, whoever it is that's suing you, an auto finance company, and you don't show up at court, just like anything else, they issue what's called a default judgment. So you're getting sued. The plaintiff is suing you for, whatever the balance is in your credit card. And you don't show up. The judge automatically says the plaintiff wins. The credit card company wins. Auto finance company wins. It's like when you're a kid and not enough people show up for one team and, they still end up playing or they don't end up playing. And it's a forfeit if they don't end up playing. So that's the adult version of a forfeit is the default judgment. So it's always best, and this is what I told this gentleman, it's always best to show up in court, even if you're not a lawyer, to just say to the judge, listen, I have no money, I'm on unemployment, and here's my situation. You're always better off because you can always work a deal out, or maybe the judge can push the other side to work something out for you. I'm just, I don't want to see you, and I said this to this client, and I say it to people all the time, don't just bury your head in the sand. This isn't going to just, go away overnight. It's critical that you actually get in there and take a look at things and do what you can do. And be honest with the judge, right? Simple process. This is the Credit Show, by the way, on KDON. If you want to reach us in the office, 702-778-2000. We're here right through the weekend. You want to book an appointment with us online, crnevada.com. The website's got all kinds of resources there for you, and including the ability to access my calendar, book an appointment, all of that. By the way, we are text-friendly, too. When you call that number, 702-778-2000, if you don't want to talk to someone, just turn it into a text. Just text the word credit, and we'll gather a few pieces of information, your first name, your last name. Send you an email with a link to get your credit report from Identity IQ, and we'll just, we'll go that way. We'll go that route. A lot of times people don't want to talk to anyone. Text is easier. Got a lot of issues with debt collectors. It happens, often, right? People end up getting a medical bill that there's a copay that wasn't dealt with, or there's something that was supposed to be covered and they ignore it. And the next thing you know, you've got an account in collections. And I got a guy who is a long time listener of the show. And I get this, type of call fairly often. Hey, I listen to the show all the time. I've never needed you. I thought I'd never need you. But out of the blue, he gets a call from some collection agency that says he's got a bill due on a medical visit. And he didn't realize that there was something that was not picked up with the insurance. It was apparently put in the what's called the EOB, the explanation of benefits. But he's never been to the hospital, and there's a back and forth, and he's getting agitated with them, and he's kind of relaying the story to me, and now he's cranky, and he's talking about it being a matter of principle that he's not going to pay the bill. Well, principle's an ugly thing when you don't have fact and law to back you up. And the reality is that in this case, listen, I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. The reality is that it's your responsibility. Pay that bill. And if you want to fight it, go fight it after the fact. Right? The bill, I think, was a total of, $950. And he's starting to argue with me about it on the phone. And I said, let me ask you a question. Let me put it a different way. Let me provide a different perspective on this for you. The bill's $950. You're an 800 credit score guy. What's your credit worth? Is it worth $900? And he said, well, that's ridiculous. Of course it is. And I said, well, don't be ridiculous. Pay the bill. Go back after him. Go to your insurance company. Go to the, medical, office that you visited that maybe did something that wasn't perfect in terms of the billing. Just figure it out. But don't blow your 800 credit over $900 for principal. Principal is expensive.
You've been listening to the Credit Show podcast with Harry Jacobs. If you need assistance with your credit, text CREDIT to 702-778-2000.